Hammer over to our casters to take it away.
Yeah, we got a lot of Molotovs coming in off the start. Not too surprising to see. We do see COD Esports taking control of the 3-story for the time being, but it is Hammers taking control of the hard point. Typically, this is one of the more difficult hard points to pull just because there are so many different points of entry. So a lot of times, we see teams play for a couple points, but ultimately, they're going to be able to try to maximize their odds by playing for that second hard point and trying to set up in that 3-story to see if they can get control. We see Sav dropping off the start right there, and not too surprising to see pretty even scoring off the start.
Yeah, looks like it's going to be a neck-to-neck in the beginning here, but it's definitely a lot of fighting to get this 2-story. I feel like if you can get control over that, as you said, you can get control over the next hard point, but you can also look down at the first hard point. So I feel like that's why both teams are actually running there to try and fight and take it over.
Yeah, we see a lot of long-range weapons in play, especially for Hammers Esports. I talked earlier about how we have an SMG meta, but we see 2 ARs and an LMG in play as we see Palma using the chopper right there. That's one gun that we've started to see used more and more in competitive Call of Duty Mobile. We do have Dim locking down the hard point for COD Esports for the time being. Smoke's going in on the back side, spraying down lane, and actually able to get the smoke shot right there. That was huge. Slides the corner, did another kill as well. Jim absolutely dominating this hard point with an ICR, which is typically not known for its close range ability, but making really big plays as we do finally have Drari and Pana pushing in. It looks like they'll be able to take it for the time being. Not sure whether or not they're going to be able to hold it though.
That was a beautiful play. He was putting down that trophy system early when he got to the hard point, and I feel like that's the one thing that can help you. Like a couple of smokes and a couple of mollies in there, and you have no idea what's going on. So putting down the trophy early was a big play by him there, and I was impressed by the movement that he was having as well when he was going back and forth, kind of locking down both entrances. That's the kind of stuff you want to see, especially when you're playing on a touchscreen. Like being able to turn around that fast, that's huge. That's very impressive.
Yeah, we actually have a big loss right there. I believe it was Sav for COD Esports, goes for the grab spikes and gets taken out mid-jump. That's going to be a big loss for them, which will easily secure the hard point. And as I say that, it gets cleared out. Molotovs keep going in. COD Esports does get a player on, but with Palma pushing in with the chopper, it's going to be tough to stop. He gets taken out by Yaya, though. It's going to be big frags coming in. COD Esports retakes control. They're going to be looking to take control of spawns as well to maximize their odds of taking that fourth hard point. 2 players on the hill, 1 player going up top of the building for Hammers Esports, and it is exactly tied up at 54-54. Absolute madness going on. No real kill advantage. Nobody with crazy map control. We do get Hammers Esports on the hill for a little bit right here. More than likely, they'll be able to take the lead heading into the next hard point, and it looks like they got control of spawns as well. More than likely, the way that operators play out right now is going to play a big role in who wins this game.
Yeah, you can see that the operator skills are now charged for a couple of players on the team, and I mean, that is the Annihilator. As I think you said that it has gotten a little bit of a nerf, but I surely can't tell because I still see players just getting kills with it left and right. So I mean, the Annihilator seems very popular, and also it is powerful because I mean it's a one-shot kill there if you have locked in a nice little shot on the enemy.
Yeah, we see
points as well. This is actually going very well for Hammers.
Yeah,
right now.
And it's honestly going as well as they could possibly hope. As I say that, we get 2 kills coming in for COD Esports, make it 3, I believe. They have managed to get the break on one of the most difficult to break hard points in the game. More than likely, they'll be able to get the last 23 points here, but they're going to be sending players out to try to rotate for that next hard point as well. Probably the hardest to break hardpoint that we're going to see in all of the Call of Duty Mobile Championships, just because there are only 2 points of entry. One's a ladder, one's a stairway, both very, very difficult to try to push in on. We do see Spiky on the backside right there. Probably going to go for the ladder climb pretty soon, but actually gets taken out. So despite the fact that COD has been able to bring this one back a little bit closer, a 13-point lead already, and control of this hardpoint is going to be huge for Hammers Esports. If we don't see a contest or a break coming out of COD, it will likely be Hammers Esports coming out on top in this first one.
Yeah, that was really huge. They were able to lock it down for a long time now as well. I was just surprised to see Kush there going down. They really great map knowledge from the enemy team there, knowing like maybe there's a guy lurking next to the ladder.
Yeah, we see Primza actually, I think he's trying to spot somebody climbing up, not able to find them, but all they have to do is hold it for another 20 seconds, and with the control that they've got right now, I don't think that there's going to be anything COD Esports is going to be able to do. The rotations for Hammers were just too good off the start. They definitely have been winning their gunfights, and map control has played a huge role in that as well. We can see Pana still has the War Machine to finish out the game, but it is too little too late. Right as the contest comes out for COD Esports, we do see Hammers coming away with the win.
Bobby, your perception on COD Esports then, was that the only mistake they made, or were there other areas they can improve as they move forward in this series?
I think when it comes to Crash, and especially Crash hardpoint, the biggest thing that you got to do is make the rotations toward those 4th and 5th hardpoints early, and ultimately that was what ended up costing them. They gave up too much time on the 4th one, and because they pushed so hard into that 4th hardpoint, they weren't able to take control of the 5th. Honestly, I would have liked to see them try to play control for that 5th earlier to try to give them a little bit more in the options that they were going to have, and unfortunately, we did have Hammers hitting their rotations on time. Whenever you have that high ground, especially in the 5th hardpoint, it's just going to be so difficult to win your gunfights trying to get a push into there, which was a big reason why Hammers was able to come away with more kills as well. Obviously, the strategy teams are going to play in Search and Destroy, and on Domination is going to be completely different, especially since Domination on Meltdown can typically be really, really chaotic with equal access to that B site and 2 rooms on the opposite side, so I'm really intrigued to see how both teams are going to play there.
I can't disagree. Bobby, I actually wanted to ask you about the grav spikes. So why are people maybe not using them as much, especially for the people at home asking, you know, obviously grav spikes, it seems like an obvious choice, right? An area of effect weapon, can't be missed with it. It's not down to, you know, whether or not you're having a good shot that day or not. Why are people using it? Why are people not using it?
So actually, there is a way to dodge the gravity spikes. All you really have to do is jump at the same time. Now, typically, it's more difficult to dodge whenever you're indoors because the gravity spikes vary in how high you jump, just depending on how much area is above you. If you're outside, it's very easy to dodge, but inside of a building, like we saw right there, very difficult to dodge, and he was still able to do it right there. So that's part of the reason why we don't necessarily always see people doing it. It used to be one of the top operators in the game, but it's gotten a couple nerfs, and that's part of the reason why we haven't seen it used quite as much anymore. But we are going to hop in to Search and Destroy on Standoff. COD Esports versus Hammers Esports. Obviously, Hammers taking that first one, and as expected, we do see a pretty aggressive A push right here. Nobody able to get that first pick as of yet, and only 25 seconds on the board. Drari just barely mistimed that. I'm not sure if he was able to get the pick. He's going to take some shots over in statue area, and we got iBot right there with the chopper, just able to spray and pray. It is COD Esports coming away with the 5-0 in the first round.
Wow, they were all pretty much alive there. I saw Drari, he hit the shot on the guy pushing him over at Fountain there, but unfortunately he just got the hit marker and not the kill. It would have been a completely, I think it could have been a completely different round if he'd just gotten that kill with a snipe.
Yeah, definitely would have been, and we actually had Primza, I think, getting a trophy system kill. That's why we do see the 1 kill over on the side of Hammers Esports, but once again, we do see an aggressive A push right here. The bomb is going to go down. Hannah's going to get the plant. We see people holding CT tank side. Nobody able to find a pick yet. We'll likely see rotations all the way around the map as we got a couple people in back alley for COD Esports, and we now have 3 players pushing in at the same time. Actually, a really good push right there for them. Nobody able to find first blood, and Jim's going to hop up, hits the snipe. What a shot.
And he's going for the defuse.
He's going to go for the defuse. I think he's going to get it in time. He is, and it's going to be a 2-0 lead for COD Esports off the start.
I mean, as a spectator, we're seeing people through objects and walls, etc., but I have no idea how he knew to pull the trigger right there. That is an impressive shot, and also, I like the balls. You get 1 kill, you know what? Like, maybe the opponents are busy doing, like, other things, trying to figure out what's going on, and he's just gonna instantly go for that defuse. I thought that was a great play, especially with the snipe. That's the kind of stuff that you want to be provided with during a tournament like this.
Yeah, we do get a trade off the start. Jim and Posh will both drop. Once again, we get the A plant coming out of Hammers. They're going with the same approach every time, but it seems like Cold just knows the perfect strategy to be able to counter. We do finally have Palma on that backside of Tractor, holding down that back push with the LMG. Lands a few initial shots and actually gets the shot from the smoke. He wants the double kill. Ibot staying alive, gets taken out by his teammate. Sav is going to be the only player left. He does get a kill right here, but it's now a 1v2. And with the bomb down, it's going to be really, really challenging. We do have Palma backside with the chopper. He's going to win the gunfight. And we got Hammers Esports taking their first round win. That'll put us at 2-1.
I think that's such a huge round for them to win. If you lose, or if you're down by 3 in an S&D situation, you get that mental pressure. So I mean, really good by them to get that last round, or the first round, I should say. Sorry. But now I feel like anything can happen right here. I think both Cold Esports and Hammer Esports are both two strong teams, and I mean, why won't they just go and try and plant on B? Maybe they should do a little fake out to go 4 people towards A and then someone go and plant B. That could be like a really cool play that we might see.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised to see neither team really changing their approach at all. Most of the time, we've got Cold Esports allowing plant, and what a shot coming out of Jim. Unfortunately
he's on
for
fire
him,
now.
Yeah, unfortunately, there was an RPG headed his way, and there wasn't anything he was going to be able to do to dodge it. Yaya very nearly gets the shots on the Panna, but once again, we got Hammers Esports closing that one out pretty easily, and it seems like they've got a little bit better idea of what they need to do on that A plant. Typically on standoff, I'll give the advantage to the offensive side, so we'll see if they're able to maintain this momentum whenever they do hop over onto defense.
I'm interested to see, like, now both that Hammers has gotten 2 rounds in a row. Maybe this is the confidence they need to be able to play a little bit more aggressive, not have to worry too much about losing 1 round, etc. So I'm excited to see. I also want to know what iPana is doing. I'm pretty sure that they are. It would be so nice to get a little listening soon, but I'm wondering what the comps we're looking at when we're playing Search and Destroy as well. Because Search and Destroy, you kind of want to let your teammates know what you see, and when you get the kill, there's usually like call-outs, there's a guy on my X, etc., etc. So I'm hoping that their comps are clear and competitive.
Yeah, we definitely get a pretty passive push right here, which is surprising to see from Hammers after the last 2 rounds had gone so well for them trying to push the A site. We'll see whether or not they are going to be able to still close this one out. Obviously, 1 player down for both teams. We will see if there's any type of a swing in momentum, and right now it seems like things are going the way of Cold Esports. It is definitely the case, as that goes from a 4-4 down to a 4-0 in a matter of seconds. Cold Esports is able to close out the round, and they will now move over to the offensive side. We'll see which team that ends up benefiting the most.
Yeah, I feel like the second they were trying to go for the beam bomb site, this was like Cold Esports was just ready for that. They were ready to shoot both the planter and also the guy who was protecting the plant there. I just hope that we get a nice little B plant, because if you go up into Grandma's house, you can actually look down a little bit on that plant. So I mean, it is a powerful site if you just manage to get that bomb down.
Yeah, we do see 2 players down already for Hammers, so the advantage once again going to Cold. They haven't actually played very aggressive over on the A site, but things working out. They do finally lose a player as Jim drops right there, but still a 2v4, pretty manageable. Primsa's going to be the only player left. He'll drop right there, and Cold Esports will go up to the 4-2 lead, and looking like they may have that competitive edge when it comes to Search and Destroy. Obviously, different approaches for different maps, but they have looked really, really strong so far, with Sav at the top at 9 kills.
That is a lot of kills for a Search and Destroy map once you start thinking about it. I mean, there's only 5 possible ones. So, I mean, the second you start getting frags as well in a Search and Destroy, there's something about the confidence, like a confidence of a Call of Duty player. I mean, it's not only about that, but for sure you might be able to do a little bit more aggressive plays. So I'm curious to see how this plays out right now.
Yeah, we've yet to see a first blood for either team. Lots of shots going on. It looks like Ibot just going for the wall bang at this point, and Hammers has just not been able to get anything going in the second half of this search and destroy. They've lost 2 players already. It's going to be a free A plant coming out for Jim. And once again, the pressure is on. Another player will drop. It's now a 5v2, and Cold Esports continuing their dominance in search and destroy. Going to be a tough clutch for Kosh, and he will drop, as does Pana. Once again, Cold Esports comes out on top. I believe Sav actually crossed over into double digits right there. He did, now up at 10 kills. Jim, like we said, has been so good with that sniper, and even though there's not a ton of easy angles to play on this standoff map, he's just been able to find those really difficult shots and has been landing them time and time again.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to need that much of vision either. He can do the jump shot snipes as well. Spiky here, I'm wondering if he's going to be able to get a kill. He does not. And I mean, the pressure's on. Only 1 round left, and now it's a 3v4 right now.
Yeah, 1-man advantage going the way of Cold Esports once again. Not surprising to see, especially given that they have yet to lose an offensive push on this map. Kosh, Primza, and Palma with a lot of pressure on right now, the game on the line. They're going to need to find a pick at some point here, and Ibot with that chopper just holding down all the difficult angles. We do have the A plant going down. Even more pressure being added to Hammers Esports. They're now going to need 4 picks and a fuse in 35 seconds. We do have Palma rounding the corner, gets taken out. We do have trades coming in, but still a 1-man advantage for Cold. Kosh still looking to try to find somebody, but with a player, 2 players on the bomb site, there's just not going to be a whole lot of easy angles that they can take. The head glitch on that tractor, too difficult to counter. Kosh trying to land shots, can't seem to get anything to go. Primza taken out as well, and it is Cold Esports with the convincing win, 6-2 over Hammers in Game 2.
Let's just jump into the game and see what kind of stuff that we are going to be treated to this game.
Yeah, it looks like both teams are going to push over toward that little pizza area right there. We do have Kosh getting taken out. Yayak, 1 kill on the board, as does Rari. No big frag plays coming in, and obviously lots of Molotovs are going to be played over on that B site. With 4 different areas to access it, it's going to be chaotic for sure, and Ibot actually makes a huge play for Cold Esports right there. A very early B cap, and that is going to give them a massive advantage, especially with how easy that's going to be to defend. They do have 1 player jumping up on the backside, and actually some progress over on the A flag. We actually see Hammers almost taking that and looking like they might be able to take the triple cap. They retake B. Not sure how that was able to happen, but Ibot with 4 kills on the board, we do have the double cap going the way of Hammers.
Yeah, you can see that this is a little bit of more of an aggressive loadouts. There's a lot of SMGs and some ARs. I have not yet seen any snipers equipped, if I'm not wrong, but I also want to give a little shout out to Ibot. It seems like he's been playing Call of Duty Mobile even since release, and those double kills, even the triple kill that he got, just make sure that his team gets a little bit of an advantage. So this game is already neck to neck, but I'm wondering who is going to be able to actually lock down B, because B obviously is the site that you kind of need to get a little bit of extra points towards the enemies.
Yeah, we had Ibot right there in that mid area trying to take control of the map, but not able to do so. It's Hammers still maintaining control right here. They got 1 player inside, or 2 players inside Boiler Room, 1 over by Generators, going to be taken out. That could open up an opportunity, but with Drari on the flank, Ibot is in danger. He's lost a little bit, but will manage to stay alive as he hops inside that Boiler Room. Hopping up is Yaya, who wins the gunfight. Could be a tie turners. They have 2 players near the bomb site. Primza gets the double with the grab spikes. Big value for him right there. And we actually see 3 ASM-10s in play for Hammers as they try to hold down those longer angles from those Boiler Rooms. It is absolutely working perfectly for them so far.
I just love to see the ASM-10. There's something about the iron sight on it that's just so appealing. I mean, you don't really need a scope for it, so you can use a couple of extra slots for maybe more ammo or some grip to make the recoil a little bit more manageable.
Yeah, and unfortunately, after the really big game that he had whenever it came to... Oh my God, Hannah!
Oh.
I think he just got like 1,000 points from that war machine.
Yeah, he should be able to get a couple of kill streaks off of that as well.
Yeah, he ended up dying right there, but no doubt, especially if he's got persistence equipped, that was huge value for him. And that was definitely a big play coming in, as it also stopped the beat cap for Hammers Esports. That's going to make it really, really tough for Cold to turn this one around. Obviously, changing sides could swing things. Like I was saying before, Jim, who had a really big game in Search and Destroy, struggled for a long time right there off the start, using the shotgun. Didn't pick up his first kill until pretty close to the end of that first round. They're definitely going to need bigger things out of him and Spiky in order to be able to close this one out.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the kill count on both teams here, I mean, Ibot is already on double digits, and he's the only one on the server as of right now who has that. I mean, he's been playing pretty well, and it's going to be just a brawl for B, I feel like. Like, everything is going to be about getting that B flag right now as early as possible as well.
Yeah, we see Hammers taking control right there. That's going to make life very, very difficult for Cold Esports. One player on the site gets taken out by a Pred missile. We do have the Goliath on deck for Ibot, so pretty soon here we're going to start seeing those score streaks come into play. But with Ibot, the only player above 7 kills for Cold right now, it's going to be really tough for them to muster anything significant. We've got Kosh and Panna already up at 10 kills, and everybody pretty close to that area, so more than likely we'll start to see some of those bigger score streaks come in for Hammers.
Yeah, you can also see that there's a lot of operator skill set already, and I'm surprised I'm only seeing 2 grab spikes. Oh, it looks like Jim is already going to be picking up 2 with a War Machine. Gets another one with a shotgun as well. Love to see it. I mean, it looks like Jim is not only good with the sniper, but also with the shotgun and the War Machine.
Yeah, they get the beam cap right there, so that's going to be big. We'll see whether or not they're able to hold it, as Jim does get taken out inside Boiler Room. Going from 0 kills off the start very quickly up to 9, definitely good for him. And it seems like the War Machine is absolutely the meta on this map. Just with everybody trying to push for that B flag, it's so easy to get multiple kills, and it looks like it's actually going to be a C cap right here, as we do see Hammers Esports sending players all the way around the opposite side of the map. With no home flag for Cold Esports, it's going to be difficult for them to turn this one around. We do see Jim continuing to dominate with that shotgun, but it's now at the point where it's going to require a triple cap in order for Cold Esports to close this one out.
I was just gonna say the Cold Esports was starting to look strong, but then Jim comes back with a Predator missile and gets 2 there. So I don't know, it's neck to neck. But I'd love to see the back cap and getting that C flag. That's gonna also confuse the enemy team. They're like, should we go for B now? Or where are we spawning? Where's the enemy spawning? It can really confuse everything.
And with Yaya inside Boiler Rooms, this could actually be huge for trying to hold Hammers back into spawn. It looks like they're content to basically camp the area that they're in. They're going to need to be aware of Pred missiles. Goliaths are going to immediately get one shot by any Pred missile, so they're going to try their best to get some progress over onto the C flag. 3 players in the surrounding area with a cluster strike on the way in. They're not going to be able to get it right now, but Yaya right outside that area could very well be able to push onto the site. He pushes in too early, though. He sacrifices his Goliath, more than likely. That's going to cost him the game, but Jim's on the flag by himself. He's wiped out 3 of the players. There's only 1 left. Taking shots, he's not able to take out Panna. So close right there. That would have been an absolute game changer, but 3 players now on the site. It looks like, short of a miracle, more than likely we'll be able to see Hammers close it out, and with the Goliath taken out, that basically solidifies it.
I mean, it is kind of close because Cold Esports do have 2 points, but I don't think it's going to be enough with that C flag taking out some extra points for Hammer Esports. It's very close. It's only 5 points left for them to actually bring this home this game, so.
Yeah, we actually do see the B flag saved right there, but obviously they need the C cap in order to be able to finish one out. We got Ibot with the War Machine trying to push in, but with the cluster strike right there, it's just too little too late. A really good final push by Cold Esports, but they got the double cap just a little bit too late, and they weren't able to muster the comeback.
No, they unfortunately weren't. I will say, I think Jim put up a great game there several times. We saw him kind of combining kills together along the way. And for me, I'm curious about that. You know, he seemed to be in a great position several times, but the team never really could convert it. Is that just him trying to make big hero plays, or that maybe his team let him down a little bit? What do we actually think went wrong for COD Esports there, Bobby?
I think they just played a little bit too passive in the first half. A lot of it did come down to the slow start that Jim had. I think if he had been more consistent in that first half, I think it was close to 65 points in before he actually managed to get his first kill. And I think he actually finished the game as one of the top fraggers for COD Esports. So it really came down to consistency. He wasn't consistent enough throughout the game. They grew the gap too much, and by the time he was actually able to get into a groove, it was just too late.
We'll cover some more of the features as we continue through the broadcast, because there is a lot to unpack about this phone, about what they've actually done to optimize it for Call of Duty Mobile. But speaking of Call of Duty Mobile, it's time to get into our next map, and it is going to be Hardpoint COD Esports versus Hammers Esports over to our cast.
Yeah, this is definitely a really interesting map for Hardpoint, just because spawn control is so crucial for these hardpoints. It's a very skinny map, but also on the longer sides, very, very long rotation. So this is kind of a free-for-all on the first hardpoint. We do have control for a little bit going the way of COD Esports. They've actually managed to clear it out. Sav has 5-6 kills already.
Whoa.
We're a few seconds into this game. 6 kills. He's already got his hunter-killer drone on the way out. Jim's got a UAV up. We do see somebody hopping down for the contest, but only 5 total kills for Hammers Esports. Absolute dominance between Sav, Jim, and Yaya. Over 13 kills.
They seem to be really rocking something good right now. If they keep this up, I'm wondering if it's not going to be just a slam dunk win coming out from them. And playing Hardpoint on Summit, this is a really classic Call of Duty map as well. And I mean, I just get goosebumps seeing that Hardpoint out on what is this called now? It's like Platform, I believe. It's just a cool map, and I'm starting to wonder if my prediction might be a little off here, because Jim, he's brought out the shotgun and he's running around locking it down. He's gonna get this kill on Kush. Easiest shotgun shot of his life. Oh my god. Bobby, I'm starting to get a little worried.
Yeah, this has been absolute dominance. For the first time all game, we finally see Hammers making the contest. They're going to get a little time on the hill, but Sav sliding the corner. He's got the grab spikes. Picks up another easy kill. Kosh is able to win the gunfight, but Yaya contesting. With the Molotov going out, it's going to be an easy kill coming in for him. One thing going the way of Hammers Esports is they do have control of spawns for that next hardpoint. We'll see whether or not Cold is able to flip those. If they are, it could be a very, very quick ending. We do have iPanel holding that long angle overlooking A. If he's able to hold that down with that ASM-10, that could prevent them from flipping spawns, but we do already have iBot going all the way back into spawn. If he's able to take that, it could be a quick GG for Hammers Esports, who's already down 81 points.
Oh, this is not looking good. I feel like they have just been shook down to like their core. So I'm wondering if the tournament nerves are popping out. Maybe they started celebrating a little bit too early or something like that. We were feeling confident, but this is looking very much like a whole esport game right now, and even the War Machine on Jim. But it does not get that much value off of it. But they still have the point though, so it's not too big of an issue for them.
And like I talked about earlier, spawn control is so big on this Summit Hardpoint map. We see that Cold was able to flip spawns. They've already sent out 4 players to try to take control of next as well. With Yaya, with his Annihilator, also sending out the RC card. Actually misses the shot, and Drari is able to capitalize. But right now, Yaya and Sav combining for 29 kills.
That is
Once again,
absolutely
this has just
crazy.
It's been absolute dominance. I don't think there might be 29 kills between all of Hammers Esports, down 110 points. It's going to be tough for them to close this one out.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be as tough for them as me doing some quick math there, trying to count their kills count. But I didn't even get it to 29, but also I'm not very good at math. But it's going to be very difficult for for Hammer Esports with that 120 points to gain back. But they're doing pretty good right now.
Man.
They already got a little bit of points, but I'm wondering, I don't think it's going to be enough. They're going to need pretty much a miracle here to get this point back.
Yeah, we have COD Esports already gets the break. Sav and Yaya combined for 33. Spiky on the inside accidentally kills himself with the RPG. Probably a little less than ideal, but with control of spawns as well. Kosh does miss the initial shot with the Annihilator. He's going to be able to push in, getting the contest for the time being. Ibot holds out that War Machine, which we've seen do better and better throughout. They are finally able to flip spawns. They're able to push it to a 5th hardpoint, but with only 4 points needed and the Molotov doing a whole lot of damage right there, I think COD Esports is going to be able to close this one out. We get the contest. They get the control of Control Center for the time being. Let's see if they can make one of the craziest comebacks that we've ever seen.
I mean, it feels like it's just pure willpower if they're gonna get this, because there's so little time left for COD Esports to actually bring this game home. I mean, they need 2 points. Hammer Esports are fighting for their life to stay in. Maybe they just want to close out this series, but I'm feeling it's gonna go to a map number 5.
Yeah, and this hardpoint has been contested for so long. There's so many obstacles that players are able to play that nobody's been able to get much time on it at all. I think Hammers, even though they've been on it for the entire time, has only been able to get a few seconds. We do have control for one second left, but they get the contest again. Cold finally closes it out. And it is a 150 to 58 win for COD Esports, who absolutely dominated that map.
Well, that was quite ridiculous from COD Esports. They certainly came out all guns blazing, and I think Sav, when I looked at the scoreboard early on, I think he was up 11 kills. I think the rest of his team had maybe 2 kills, 3 kills. The other team barely had any at all. He really opened it up there, which is why we saw the score go as it did, right? 60 points straight out of the gap. It was kind of crazy for them, but here's the overall KD leaderboard for this one, and it looks like we got Narks from King's Clan heading it up at the moment. Bobby, what do you make of this?
I mean, the fact that COD Esports has 2 players on there, I think, is a big indicator. Ibot and Jim, 2 guys that we've been talking about the entire team, and the top fragger for that hardpoint game isn't even on here for COD Esports. So that shows you they've got 3 players that can absolutely fly through the map. Ibot and Jim have both made really big plays throughout this series. Obviously, we don't have anybody on there for Hammers Esports, but they have been really good. But we saw a lot of dominance in the first search and destroy, which is what we're getting ready to hop into. COD Esports has got to be feeling really good about the position that they're in.
Will be Hammers Esports versus COD Esports as they go into this map 5. Here we go. It's search and destroy. Over to our casters.
Yeah, we will have a pretty aggressive B push, it looks like, coming out of Hammers Esports off the start. 2 players defending over toward players on the inside of that little cubby, and we see trades coming in for both teams. It will be COD Esports losing quite a few players off the start. Jim now all by himself against the 3 remaining players for Hammers. He does have 1 kill already, and looking to push in, trying to find somebody in that back angle. He's actually going to send out the grenade with the trophy system already down on site. Not going to be able to do anything with that. Spots somebody right there, and I believe it's a glitched player, so I don't think he took any shot right there. Won't give away his position. He's actually going to pull out the pistol and sliding the corner, not able to spot anybody quite yet. Looking over toward the head glitch on boxes, still 15 seconds to work with, not a whole lot for him. He sees Palma through there, not going to be able to land the shots, and we do have Hammers Esports taking round 1.
I was really hoping that it was going to be a little bit of a sniper play, but obviously sometimes there's going to be glitches and stuff, maybe throwing his aim off a little bit. I was certain that he was going to get like an easy headshot on AFK player there, but you know, maybe that's just all Hammer Squad needed a little bit to get some good confidence here. I'm starting to wonder how this map is going to be ending. Like, if we're always going to be seeing B pushes, what do you think, Bobby? Do people prefer planning on B on this map, or is A usually the play that you want to go for?
Honestly, it's pretty split. I feel like there's not any massive advantages to either one. Obviously, a little bit easier to defend the A site, especially if you're able to get somebody over to lock down that trailer area. But pretty, it really just depends on the team and what their advantages are. It looks like COD Esports is going to be able to close this one out. Only 1 player remaining, and Jim hits the final snipe to drop the last remaining member of Hammers Esports. And looks like once again he is in the zone. The sniper is locked on. and playing a really big role for his team with 3 kills through 2 rounds.
I can't believe we're in a game 5 and it's this close, and we're actually finally getting some search and destroy action to finish off a series. I mean, 1-1. It looks like maybe Hammer Sports are going to be thinking about doing a little bit of a B push this time around. And Dar is also a sniper that we've seen a couple of cool kills from in this tournament. So maybe he can challenge Jim to a couple of sniper fights later.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the approach for Hammers Esports right now. A lot of times teams will try to take this approach where they kind of sit back, they play passive on the offensive, and typically it just doesn't go the way of the offensive team whenever they don't try to push a site. They're not able to get any picks yet, and already 45 seconds ticked down. That starts to put more and more pressure on them and forces them to pick a side. It's actually everybody over on the B site for Cold. So if we do see Hammer try to push that side, it looks like they will do so. This could be an easy defense. We get trades coming in for both teams. Kosh is on the backside looking to pick up another one, gets the assist, now a one-man advantage. He sees 3 players through mid, not able to land the shots, and once again a trade coming in. Jim's still alive, which is great to see if you are Cold. We do see a trade coming in, however, and Jim, what a quick scope. Beautiful shot right there, now at 2v2, and the bomb is still not down. That's going to make things really difficult for Hammers.
I mean, the time is ticking down right now, but this is an interesting game. It's 2v2, and I feel like sometimes on Search and Destroy it could be good not to have too much of a rush. I'm just gonna stop right there. Whatever I was saying, it's not even anywhere as interesting to watching Jim snipe. That was crazy. And now it's a 1v2 situation. I'm hoping that Prisma is gonna be able to do something here, but it's looking very difficult.
Yeah, the bomb's down on the B site. He's just decided to go AFK, and it is absolutely Jim winning those first 2 rounds for them. He has been so good so far and continuing to have success with the sniper. His quick scopes have been on point. On the long angles, the short angles, he seems to have them all covered, and 5 kills through the first 3 rounds for him.
Yeah, I saw in the beginning of the round, I'm pretty sure it was Drari and Jim holding a little bit towards the trailer side of the map, and they were not able to snipe any of each other, but it was still very close to them being able to spot each other.
Yeah, we got Cold Esports going up a man advantage again. Drari struggling to find those picks with the sniper. We do have a trade coming in. 3 players remaining for each team with Jim alive. Definitely not too much to worry about if you are Cold Esports. The smoke's going to go down, and it looks like it may have actually been a bait as we see them counter-rotating over toward the A site. I believe a nade down right there and very nearly takes out Drari, but he's able to get away with his life. And we do see actually 1 player over on the defense for A. Drari looking to find a pick right here. Not spotting anybody quite yet. Actually getting a little aggressive right there with the mid push. Might spot 1 player right there. I believe it is a sniper battle. 1 player will go down. Jim's still alive. He's inside American. Misses the shot. That's actually a really, really big miss. But the flank coming out of iBot. He gets 2 kills on that, and the bomb is down on site again. It's now Primza versus the 2 remaining Cold Esports players.
I don't think they know where Prims is, though. I'm wondering if Prims is having a little bit of technical difficulties, possibly.
No.
Yes. Oh. Yeah, but they don't know where he is, so hopefully he'll be able to reconnect before this round is over.
You really hate to see that. Obviously, it's probably going to be Cold closing this one out with only 11 seconds for him to get the plant down. There's no way he's going to be able to do it in time. I really do hope that he does reconnect in time for us to be able to finish this one out, because I would love to see a fair finish between these 2 teams.
100%. I mean, I feel like even Cold Esports, sure, they might get the win, but it's not gonna feel as good if you win, if someone has disconnected, as it does if you are winning a full team. So let's just pray a little bit for Prisma there.
Yeah, it does look like they still have an AFK in spawn, so it's gonna be a 4v5 for the time being. Hopefully he'll be able to reconnect at some point in the next couple rounds to give Hammers a shot, but with Cold already with a 3-1 lead, it's it's going to be really, really difficult, especially with the way that Jim is playing right now. Drari, the sniper for Hammers Esports, only 1 kill on the board. He's just not been able to do anything to counter against Jim.
Yeah, I mean, they're pretty much Hammers Esports is probably doing everything they can. So I mean, I'm
I think
hoping
Crimson
that
might be back.
Oh, he might be back?
Yeah, he is back.
He's moving.
It's a 5v5.
Primza, go!
All right. We are back in full action. Still a minute remaining, and it is a very aggressive B push right here. They take one player out. Oh, but it's huge kills coming in for COD Esports. They lose 1, but in return get 4. It's now Drari by himself, and it looks like the B play was just not it for Hammers. Now a 4-1 lead for COD Esports, who's looking to close this one out and to continue moving up in the winner's bracket.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that Hammer Esports are not feeling like they're struggling too much because of that disconnect. I mean, it can happen, but all they have to do is kind of lift up their heads and try and focus on these rounds. I mean, all they need is 1 round victory, I would say, and they can get their self-confidence back, because this was such a close game, and unfortunately technical difficulties can set you back, or possibly something else. But I mean, it's looking very strong for COD Esports right now.
Yeah, and with the way that Jim has played so far, not surprising to see COD playing passive off the start. He's going to hold down that spawn angle. We do have a frag coming in, and it will be the advantage for Hammers. Jim's going to retreat. Might potentially go for a shot through the smoke right here, but for Hammers, you got to be happy with the way this round is going so far. We do have a trade coming in, but just like that, COD Esports evens things up. Drari and Palma will drop, and Palma's been the only player that's been able to get any type of momentum. The perfect gun trigger discipline, and ooh, Jim wanted the defuse, but doesn't go for it right there.
I was certain that iBot was going to spray down the entire team there.
Ooh, he's going to pick up the chopper right there. Oh,
it's
he's
now
ready.
Only Jim left, and he has the chopper.
Oh, but they're ready for
difficult.
a perfect counter right there for Hammers Esports. They're able to finally take a round win. They do seem more comfortable over on the defensive side. We'll see if they can continue to turn things around as they try to work their way back from a 4-1 deficit.
I mean, if Hammer Esports can, you know, work besides this little hiccup that they had, I think this is something that would set them apart from different teams. Like, this is all about the mental capacity now. It's not gonna be easy, but I'm a little bit crossing my fingers for them now.
Yeah, we do have players dropping for both teams, but it will be COD Esports coming away with the advantage. One spotted right there. Jim not shooting. I don't know what happened right there. He could have very easily closed out that round, but just like that.
This is going to be pretty scary for Jim, because Ipana has that QQ9, which is very good on close range, and I think Jim has the sniper still, but with a pistol as a second there. So if this becomes very close quarters battle, maybe the pistol can come out on top. But right now it's looking like Ipana might be a little bit stronger, but then again, the bomb is down, so he has to do something about it. Is he gonna spot Jim? Is he gonna see him?
Oh, Panda seems to know exactly. He doesn't know.
No! Oh,
no, Jim misses the shot. He hit markers the second one. Panda clutch is right there.
He has time. He has time. Run, man. All right. It's gonna be 4-3. I can't believe what
I just saw.
I was certain that he missed him as well. Oh.
Ready up.
Wow. I mean, my blood is pumping now. I can only imagine what's going through the players' minds, if they're excited, if they're nervous. I mean, there's a lot of money on the line. I mean, this is not a bad paycheck if you can get out on top here.
Yeah, it seems like the nerves just getting the better of Jim right there. Whiffs the first wide open shot. He had played that so perfectly and just wasn't able to make anything happen. Unfortunate to see the hit marker right there. Misses another shot right here. Not able to get the kill. We do have a one-man advantage once again, and with him missing those shots, definitely a good thing that COD has been able to turn this one around and get the man advantage, make it a two-man advantage. Pana, the only player left, but we've seen him clutch this before. He's on the inside of wood. He's not going to be able to clutch the 1v3, and it is now match point for COD Esports. 5-3, will they be able to close it out?
I feel like they're probably going to be able to do that, but I'm wondering if Jim is going to be able to get a couple of snipes again, because right now it looks like they're playing pretty aggressive. Hammer Esports, I mean, when he was stuck there behind a car, there was not much that he could do actually right there. So I'm wondering, maybe if Jim gets a pick with the sniper, it's gonna go their way. Otherwise, I think maybe Hammer Esports has a little bit of air under their wings, so to say. They're flying a little bit at least.
Oh my gosh, but Jim is bouncing back, finds the location of one Hammers Esports player over on the A site, wallbang through the metal wall, and that will open up the wide open A plant for them. Everybody for Hammers over on the B site, and that's definitely not where you'd like to be, especially with the bomb going down right here. Jim will get the plant, and it is all pressure on for Hammers Esports.
I mean, this is the round. This is the round that Hammer Esports really have to come together as a team, push together, trade, and possibly even get a couple of extra kills. I'm not sure how it's going to plan out. I mean, you see Ibot holding at the back next to the car there. I think this retake is going to be extremely difficult unless we see some sort of crazy plays coming in.
And Palma doesn't see Sav in the corner, gets the double. That's going to make things more difficult. It's COD Esports. I believe Yaya gets the double kill right there. 6-3, and they do close that one out to take the win and continue advancing in the winner's bracket.
Well, there you go. Cold end up locking that series down. Hammer, while they have lost, will only go into the lower bracket, and I'm sure we'll be seeing more of them later on in this tournament. But COD Esports finally come out and take it down. We knew they were a good search and destroy team, and they kind of showed it once again here. Let's talk a little bit then, Bobby, about Jim, for instance, because I think he had a great series.
Yeah, Jim was just kind of all over the place. He was either best sniper in the world or just couldn't hit what was directly in front of him. He made the shots happen. Probably not when they counted the most, but the time when they second counted the most. So obviously those whiff shots behind the truck over by the A site, typically don't want to see those, but he was able to turn things around. That first blood in the final round was absolutely huge as he was able to find the wallbang. And that was what really turned the tides in that last round to open up the wide open A push, gave them the easy win on that round, and allowed them to